Hello and welcome to ToryTalks, Tecmo Super Bowl version. Just want to give you a little bit of background as we check out the NFC divisional round game here. Give you some background on the series here. My best friend Tory always likes it when I play Tecmo Super Bowl. This goes back to one time in college when I got Tecmo Super Bowl for Christmas for my Nintendo. And I really wanted him to play with me. He was my roommate at the time. And we did. And I had spent all Christmas break playing. And I thought I was really good. And he just crushed me with the Bears. I played with the Eagles. And QB Eagles threw, I think, 8 interceptions. So, anyway, here I go. That's me with the ball. Martin's bringing the ball out. And barely get... Oh, no. We have an injury. Keyshawn Martin is not going to be returning kicks anymore. Yeah, that's no good. Well, anyway, here we go. Taking it from the 4-yard line. Matt Schaub hands off to Arian Foster. That's a nice little run to begin with. So anyway, yeah, he likes to watch me typically lose, and go. So anyway, picking up the first down there. So this is the start of a new series, the ToryTalks series Tecmo Super Bowl edition. One of the most important things you need to know about Tecmo Super Bowl is that if the computer decides that it wants to win, you probably won't win. The computer will probably win. And it's just a fact of life that's no good. Nice pickup there. It's kind of like if you ever played Danny Sullivan's Indy Heat for the Nintendo, even if you're 3 laps ahead of Danny Sullivan, he suddenly becomes amazingly fast. I just got abused there. Go! Oh, another big pickup. So anyway, one of the topics I really want to discuss today is the idea of what to name something. Go. What to name something, the functionality of an object. Like what is an object? What is a certain thing? How do we label it? What do we call it? And this was kind of brought about by the idea of at the high school I work at, students aren't allowed to wear hats. And that's, kind of a common rule. And I told one of my students, I said, hey, I think it would be really funny if you came in one day and you were, yes, touchdown. Oh, what a huge touchdown by Arian Foster to take the lead. Spike that ball, you beautiful man. I told him it would be funny if he would come into school one day and just had all kinds of hats pinned and attached to his body in different ways, but no hat on his head. And whether or not that would be violating the dress code, because technically he would be wearing hats, multiple hats. And that kind of raised some questions of what is a hat? And to me, that makes me think about, well, what is anything? Like what makes it something? Peyton Manning overthrows Eric Decker there. So what makes a hat? Is the definition of a hat, something that's in the shape of a hat? Boom, sack, J.J. Watt. Is it something that goes on your head? Because if I put a book on my head, it's not a hat. Or is it? I don't know. If the purpose of a hat is to protect you from something or to cover your head, to keep rain from getting on it, then a book could technically be a hat. You're running through the rain. You don't have a baseball cap, but you put a book on your head, and there you go. You're protected from the rain. So yeah, I'm just kind of intrigued by the proposition that there's one thing called a hat, and for some reason it shouldn't be worn, but we kind of just assume that means on your head. Like if I wore it on some other part of my body, that would be okay. To me, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think that it kind of engenders questions of, what is the purpose of saying don't do this action with this thing. So there's this idea that Plato kind of says that there's the forms, the world of the forms. This is Plato's very famous allegory, the cave. There's the world of the forms where all the people on the planet are sort of just kind of in this foggy, dark world. And there's a candle and a backlight, and all we can see. How did he make that catch? Ugh, can't even handle it. There's this world that we can't even fathom, because all we can see is kind of like the dark, shadowy images of things. And then if we could somehow get out into the world, then we would be able to see things as they truly are on this kind of higher plane. And I'm not a Platonist. I don't think that there is a form in that way. But I do think it's important to understand that something that's created is presumably done so because it fulfills some kind of function. You make a chair, you want to sit in the chair, but what is a chair? Well, we say the chair is something that is created specifically for the primary purpose of being sat upon. And that's why somebody says, well, don't lean back in the chair because you're not sitting in it properly. And that means that, the purpose of the creation of the chair is to sit in it with all four legs on the ground. Anyway, I find it really interesting that the kind of beginning with existentialism and moving into the post-structuralist movement to the structuralists and the post-structuralists, kind of breaking down this idea of kind of in the modern era of the idea of forms and the idea that something has inherent meaning rather than a meaning kind of applied to it or constructed for it. I think that's what Foucault writes a lot about, the idea of the author, and like whether or not get him. Ugh, no. Ugh, okay, I can't give up that touchdown before the half. Whether how does it work for something to be created, and what does it mean to be the author of something? And so anyway, those are really important questions, I think. Because it just makes us think about like what's the purpose of things, and how do you use something properly? I don't think that it's possible to have I don't think it's possible to have an idea of proper apart from some sort of context. I don't think proper or propriety is deontological. I'm not sure, personally, frankly, I'm not sure anything is deontological. Like there is something hard and fast. Like I think it's really difficult to do that with any sort of morality, let alone something that doesn't really carry a moral component, like should you or should you not wear a hat. Like that in and of itself, removed from a context, as there could be a moral context, like, okay, well, should you wear a hat if it offends someone? Is there a moral component to that? But should you wear a hat or not is not in and of itself an issue that we would typically put in like the ethical realm. Like, what are the ethics of wearing hats? That's kind of a silly Here we go. Oh my goodness. Get him. Oh, the computer is the worst. This is what I mean. This is why. Ronnie Hillman, you suck. The computer just decides to win. And the farther you get in the game, this is the AFC Championship game, so clearly this is going to happen more than in week one, but it just decides like, oh, I'm a computer and I'm losing. Clearly I need to win. And completely defy all the laws of physics and have my human sprint at 50 miles an hour. Ugh. Anyway, back with the football. See if we can get Arian Foster on track here. Yeah. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought. I think I was mostly just rambling anyway about. I think it's what we don't do a lot is contextualize the claims that we make, because I don't think that we think that they need contextualization. I think we say like, oh, you shouldn't wear hats indoors, or oh, you should place your hand over your heart when you when the national anthem plays, or when you say the Pledge of Allegiance or something. Like, we don't contextualize that. Oh man, I thought I was gonna have that. And say, well, okay, you know, if you're in South Korea, the ethics of the flag. Are you serious? Demarius Thomas. The ethics of, like, what do you do with an American flag are going to be different than, you know, if you're in Texas at a rodeo. Like, we don't. I think that should be our first question. What is the context of this act, of this behavior, of this set of behaviors or values? And we don't do that. And I think that's really a shortcoming of our pedagogy is this just sort of unwillingness to go through the time that it takes to contextualize a value or a claim. And oh man, every time I see that graphic, it's never good. I don't think I've ever made a catch. Yeah, I think that's just a really important part of the way that we do things. And oh, nice catch. And I don't see us privileging that process. I don't see educators privileging the process of what's the context of this. You know, there'll be people who disagree about, you know, can a high schooler handle this? Can a junior high student handle this? I'm not proposing that we say to second graders, okay, well, we want you to be quiet in the hallway, but if you go to Pakistan, you don't have to be quiet in a train. Or, like, that's too much information. That's too much information for, you know, an 8-year-old to handle. But when we're talking about 16, 17, 18-year-olds, emerging adults, yes, this is big. Oh, wide right. Scott Norwood. Just Norwooded that one. I'm running out of time. I gotta get a stop here. I don't know. I think that we sell our young people short a lot when it comes to education. And we're always complaining like, oh, they don't want to work hard. They don't want to do these things. But I think a large problem of education, yes, is that we don't expect a lot. And there's this whole chicken and egg situation where you say, well, are high school students not performing because we don't... How did he make that catch? Third quarter, all right. Are high school students not performing because we have bad expectations, or do we have bad expectations because they're not performing? And I don't know. I can't begin to answer that question. Nor do I have any data to back up either one of those claims. But it has been my practice as an educator to give them the benefit of the doubt, like to have expectations of them. And I've, in my, you know, to be fair, limited experiences, I've seen a lot of them really rise to the occasion and be able to consider things in really complex ways. Even just in the process of you know, teaching something kind of Socratically and saying like, well, what do you think about this? And what about, oh man, and what about this thing? And what about this process? And just getting them to think about it and getting them to kind of deconstruct in a healthy way, like not in an overly reductive way, because I think that, you know, ends up hurting you in the long run, because then they don't know how to put things back together. But saying like, okay, instead of, you know, wearing a hat, instead of just saying don't wear hats indoors, and when you go outside, that's when you can wear hats. Or even, I think we run the risk of kind of turning it into something that turns into this like ugly, weird generational gap. So it's like, you know, oh, parents or old people don't like it when I wear hats. Yes. Go. Go, Arian. Go. Go, go, go. Yes. Yes. Oh, the key stuck. I ran out of bounds. I don't want to do that. I don't want to turn it into some generational thing. Even though I have some difficulties with the average, Gen Y or Gen X or who are the people after the baby boomers? I don't know. Whoever's after the baby boomers. My parents. I think that the way they think is sometimes overly simplistic and ethnocentric. And they're a product of their culture. Yes. Oh. Okay. All right, gotta get this on set gig. They're a product of their culture. But anyway, how did I get here from hats? Anyway, I think what I'm saying as we come to the end of this game, darn it. Who is Ramirez? Who is that? Oh my gosh. Anyway, there needs to be a proper amount of context provided, and I think we don't give young people enough credit when it comes to that sort of thing. So, I want to, if I were a high school administrator, I would want to be able to say, okay, here's a rule. Why does it exist? And I'm very, oh shoot. I'm very much kind of Augustinian in the sense that oh, we missed it! Oh, that is massive! Oh yeah. Here we go. Come on, be there. Yes. No. Go, 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 go. First down. Go, 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 go. I got 25 seconds. In the sense that, I think if a law is not protecting, if a law is unjust, and I define the term unjust somewhat liberally, then I don't think that it functions as such. So it's sort of an alien ans adjective, or an alien ans noun, I guess. If you say, oh, it's a law, but it's not doing the thing, and this draws us back to Platonism on the last play here. Buy some time. There's the throw, and nope, it didn't happen. That's a tough game. Draws us back to Platonism. What is a law? What is the ideal of a law? And I don't know, but the AFC champion, super AFC champion Denver Broncos, it's been great.